Hi everyone, my name is Annika Fern. I'm the Student and Family Programs Coordinator at the Golden History Museum and Park. Thank you for joining me today as I take you on a little bit of a deep dive on our education program. Again, just to recap the context of these city profiles for you, this is a part of our Building Colorado program that we take to 3rd and 4th grade classrooms. In the 4th grade classroom, students are divided into 10 different Colorado cities, and in these cities, they get to make economic decisions, which then decides the path of their city and Colorado as a whole as we move through a historical timeline. Today, we're visiting Colorado City to learn the fun facts that we share with our students. So a little bit of background on Colorado City. You can see it's right here on the map, south of Denver, in Colorado Springs nowadays. But Colorado City was founded in 1859. It was the first capital of the Colorado Territory and was central to the settlement of the Pikes Peak region. When the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad came through this town, it became a center of industry and gold ore processing. Gold miners flocked to this area when gold was discovered at Pikes Peak, and Colorado City became a strong supply town for those miners where they would spend their money on necessities and revelry. Colorado City was independent until 1913, when Prohibition hit the town's industries hard. In 1917, with no economic recovery in sight, residents voted to become part of Colorado Springs, which is where you will find it nowadays if you drive south on I-25. But Colorado City really boomed in the 1890s with miners and tourists and others coming through on the railroad. One particular individual brought industry and great discovery to this area in the 1890s. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. He was a renowned inventor and electrical engineer, and he came to the United States in 1884, where he gained practical experience with the Edison Machine Works in New York City. After this, he struck out on his own. He spent years working with X-ray experimentation, wireless lighting, steam power generators, and so much more. In the 1890s, he turned his focus to wireless power. He used his work with coils and wireless lighting as inspiration to find a way to transmit worldwide communications. He believed he might be able to conduct electricity long distances through the earth or the atmosphere. And he brought these experiments with him to Colorado City in 1899, where the air was thinner and therefore more conductive. A friend of his offered to provide power for the research from the El Paso Power Company in Colorado Springs. With funding in place, Tesla moved to Colorado and built a new experimental station near Pikes Peak. Colorado's lightning storms provided a lot of inspiration for Tesla. He would take measurements as lightning struck the earth around his station, and he came to think that when lightning struck the ground, it set up powerful waves that could move from one side of the earth to the other. In other words, the earth was a great conductor. So he and his assistants built a contraption in his experimental station. It had a roof that rolled back to expose a wooden tower that soared 80 feet into the air with a 142-foot metal mast supporting a large copper ball. This contained a Tesla coil that was specifically designed to send powerful electrical impulses into the earth. During the experiment, bolts of man-made lightning shot out more than 100 feet from the mast. The experiment burned out the dynamo at the El Paso Electric Company, and the entire city lost its power. The power station manager was livid and insisted that Tesla pay for and repair the damage. So Tesla spent about 9 months in Colorado City keeping a day-to-day diary, but the results of experiments are still not clear. There's a great amount of mystery still surrounding his time at Pikes Peak, but he left Colorado and returned to New York determined to transmit wireless power. At this point of the game, our students get to choose if they would allow Tesla to use their power grid for his experiments. Most students choose to do it because there are cars and technology named after him, and they know his accomplishments. But as we know, his time in Colorado is not as straightforward as that. So thank you again for joining me for another Trivia Tuesday. We'll be back next week with another city profile.